Hello, everyone. Thank you for tuning in. I am JayLee. This is JLeesCorner. This is my review for Marriage Boot Camp Season 17, Episode 4. Anyway, if you have not done so already, please come over to subscribe to my channel and become a whole JayBird, dun 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 dun, and all that goodness and stuff. Are y'all ready? Come with me now. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale and exhale. You gotta push it out. Push it on out, okay? And remember to relax, to relate, to release, okay? To center yourself, because so much is going on in this world today, okay? You can also like this video, comment in the comment section. You can hit the share button to share the video on your social media. You want to hit the notification bell, because it lets you know when I have new videos up. But you can also follow me on IG and on Twitter, okay, at J_Lees_Corner. The link to all of that is in the description box below, okay? So first up, we see ZZ. ZZ still feel like everyone is jealous of her. Everyone wants to be her, and she's the best all and the best ever will be around these parts. She is very delusional. Like, it's one thing to think highly of yourself, this on an individual level. It's something different to think people look at you in a way to where they're jealous of you and they want to be you and all of it. Like, that's just kind of crazy. I don't know why. It's like, girl, bye. Now, we do see Willie and Decepticon, go have a conversation. Okay, this is right at the end of that little party thing or whatnot. Decepticon basically apologizes to Willie because it's like, maybe I shouldn't have got violent. Okay, that's my bad. You know what I'm saying? And Willie brings up, I was just saying, like, I was, protecting my wife. Okay, that's your girl, she my girl or whatever, and it is what it is. And they squash it and they good now. I'm like, that's a good thing, because again, you don't want people in the house seem to upset. It seemed like Decepticon has an attitude or anger issue, and once he's no longer upset, he can think rationally. We're going to come to that a little bit later on in the episode, okay? Now, we do see Corrupt brings up how, he's doing better, and he wants to do better for Tony, because he wants, her to know that he really wants to be better for her or whatever. And she feel like, I've seen him try and try again and try again to be better and to do better, but I'm kind of tired of the back and forth of him, being sober then not being sober, being sober then not being, and it's a whole foolish carousel. It's round and round and round, okay? Now we then see Judge Toller and Dr. Ish having a conversation about what today's lesson would be. It's about fighting in the right way. I'm looking like, well, they was fighting last time, so I don't know how that's going to go, okay? And so they bring up how they're going to make the cast think they're not doing a drill, okay? They're going to have the producers, have the cast think, oh, we're doing interviews today, to promote the shows. We're doing like pre-recorded interviews that will air when the show is about to premiere. So they're tricking the cast. Okay, so they take half the cast, to go do this podcast, and the other half don't know what they're going to be doing, because the cast don't know just yet, okay? So we had, it's Shonda, Terry, Tony, Phaedra, and Decepticon are upstairs listening to their counterparts downstairs do the podcast. So that means we have Willie, Corrupt, Medina, Votto, and Hazel E, who are doing the podcast. From there, we see the podcast conversation, and they're kind of asking them relationship issues and why they're there. So Corrupt brings up that, they are there due to, a whole bunch of anger issues or whatever, extra drinking on his behalf. He then brings up, well, I drink a lot because, my woman need to change too, because she's an enabler. I'm looking like, what? Are you drunk right now? But they say he ain't been drinking. He been good for today. Just for today. Now, Tony brings up, he don't even know what a fucking enabler is. Like, I'm not enabling him. That's not how it goes or whatever. He can't say because I make him upset that I am enabling him to drink. I say that's very, very true. But you stand with him despite his drinking doesn't, stop him from drinking. I won't say you're an enabler, but I mean, you ain't gave him no true consequence if he keeps drinking. Okay, we're gonna leave that be. Now we then see Vado brings up how Tahiri doesn't know who he is here because he speaks more, he talks more when he's here. To hear he say, it's crazy because he only talks in front of other people. When it's just me and him, he's a tone deaf mute, meaning he don't say shit. I say, because y'all ain't a real couple. Y'all here for the check, okay? When they ask, was she the only one? The only woman you deal with, or whatever? And he says yes, but he hesitates to say yes, which means he on some bullshit. So he brings up how when a girl he's with isn't giving him the love that he needs back. I'm giving her love, but she's not giving the love back to me. I have to have someone like on the side giving me the proper attention, okay? He says, so I talk to my baby mama, my daughter's mom. Like, I don't have sex with her, but I be talking to her. They're like, talking to her is like cheating because you're still having some kind of emotional, commitment to someone besides Tahiri. I told y'all Tahiri and Vado ain't no real damn couple, so do we really care? Okay. Now ZZ says how, well, I'm here because I want to be here for clout. If you really want to be with me for real or not, because I don't have time to be with him if he's just here for clout. Now she also jokes and brings up how I joke all the time when I tell him that he's a sugar baby, meaning I'm a sugar mama and I'm paying his bills and paying for him to be with me, okay, to get some attention. Now Decepticon brings up how I don't like her joking about that. Like, I don't get why would you joke when I'm not around about you being my sugar mama, okay? And I keep telling her, like, what else I got to do to prove my love? I mean, honey, I don't know either. Now, she also brings up how they fight often, mainly because he snaps and things go left. She brings up how he doesn't have a middle gauge, meaning he's either like he's in a good mood or he's a fucking devil. There's no in between that. You have to have an in between in order to not get carried away in life. And he don't know how to not get carried away in his anger. She brings up how one time, she was on the phone or whatever. He got upset with her, and he took her phone from her, like threw the phone or whatnot, and then also tackled her to the ground. Oh, so he beats you up. That's what he do? Okay, girl. Hazel too old to be letting some kid beat her up. Okay, let's make that clear. Hazel was that old, can be that boy's mama. Ain't no reason for her to be with that man if he's abusive. And saying that he tackled you to get your phone is abuse. Okay, I don't care what anybody says. Now Medina brings up how both he and Phaedra are both alphas. He's an alpha male, she's an alpha female. Phaedra will never have a successful relationship if she wants to be the man in the relationship. There's a way to be the alpha female, but not try to be the man. Phaedra wants to be the man. She may have a cooch and she may have boobs or whatever, but she comes off as she wants to be the one who wears the pants in the relationship. That ain't gonna work. Now, Vado brings up, well, not only that, but he also ain't fucking her. I mean, I'm paraphrasing, but yes, what he said. And then they kind of laugh about it or whatever. And Medina brings up how, it really, he just really isn't trying to conquer her. Like, I'm not trying to, I'm not trying to just bang her for no reason. Like, I'm not trying to conquer her body or whatever. But I do sometimes wonder, like, if other guys, if she's made other people wait just as long to be with her as she's making me wait. Like, I don't get why it's like I have to conquer her body to get it. I'm like, I don't know either. I would have been fucked him. That's just me. He also, she then bring up, because again, she's listening, I would not be rushed by anyone, okay? He needs to put in some real work to get real results. I'm like, is he a diet? Is he a workout plan? I mean, he could be a workout plan, but I'm just saying. Now, Willie brings up his issue is the cheating, okay? He was cheating, he said, I did cheat first. I cheated first, and then she cheated out of retaliation. And he's like, I admit it was my fault for cheating first, but now it's just out of control on both ends. You know what I'm saying? But I understand the part I played in the bullshit of it all or whatever. Now, Sean, first of all, okay, it wasn't as if he cheated once and then I cheated. No, he cheated multiple times. And then eventually I got tired of his bullshit and then I cheated too. Okay, but it's not as if it was like 1 cheat, 2 cheat, 3 cheat, 4 cheat. Nah, he cheated and cheated and cheated, and I said, fuck this, I want some dick too. Okay, so those are the conversations they saw on camera and whatnot. Now, I mean, some of it was incriminating, some of it was not. But they then tell the couples who were listening, they don't know you heard them, so go and do what you will. Like, you can let them know that you heard what they said. Okay, what they said. Now, for the most part, each couple have a bit of a conversation about it. Of course, Tahiri is pissed off about Vado talking to old girl or whatever. He like, we ain't no big issue. Now, Willie and Sean talk or whatever. And he brings up, because again, it's all about what the person said on camera. And with Willie and Shonda, her issue was like, you making it seem as if, me cheating, was done, right after you. Be like, look, I just know I have taken, accountability for the part I play in the breakdown of our marriage. And for what I've done, I've tried to apologize or whatever. But I want to know, when will you also take some, responsibility for the part that you've played and the wrong that you've done? Meaning, you're so pissed at me for what I've done, you don't want to even acknowledge that you've also done things right or wrong over the past 15 years and whatnot. I mean, Willie has a point, but he can't have a point because he's a cheater. You can't cheat multiple times and then feel as if you have the right to force your wife to also be held as accountable as you. But also, I don't think he even wants her to be held as accountable as him. I think he just wants her to admit, it's not just me. Because if I keep cheating, something ain't right. Even if that's something that's not right, is you staying with me while I'm cheating. I'm like, let her know, okay. But now ZZ and Decepticon is talking or whatever, and she brings up, I would be happy if someone said I was, they would be my sugar mama. I would be happy about that. You know what I'm saying? Meaning, I'm paying for you, boy. Shut up. You should be happy that someone is your sugar mama. And she also brings up how he needs to control his anger, because he has a whole anger issue. Now we see Corrupt and Tony is arguing again. They consistently argue about the exact same thing, okay? And it's kind of not frustrating or whatever, but her issue again is you keep drinking or whatever, and I don't like it. And his issue is like, you can't get mad at me because of how I explain stuff, and what our issues are, whatever. You can't get mad at me. And he still feel like she drives him to drink or whatever. And she like, you full of shit. You want me, you want to make me look crazy? And it's really you motherfucker. And she was just cussing and fussing and walking away. I said, Lord. Thierry brings up to Vital how she doesn't like that he still talks to the baby mama. And she said, I get that you have to talk to her because you have a kid, but like, if it's some bullshit going on, I don't like it. It ain't what I like. And she also doesn't like that he doesn't put her first, because they was in the kitchen and everything, and he was getting other people drinks, and she's like, I want some champagne, and he gave everybody else some champagne, but he still brought her a glass. Her issue was, I can't believe you didn't bring you my stuff first. I'm looking like, girl, you nitpicking now. You wanted some champagne, but you upset that as he was walking to you, he gave other people some too. I'm like, it's not that serious. We then see they have all the couples get together, okay, and they use these huge bobbleheads, okay, these little bobblehead, we call them fat heads, was what we call them here, but these fat heads of each other, and they use it to speak as the other one, and it's a way to hear what the other one hears when you talk to them. So Tahiri is saying stuff that she hears when Vado talks to her. This is what she hears, and vice versa, okay. And I didn't care too much because, again, it was still, they were bringing up the same issues they've had the whole season. Oh, he don't talk to me. Oh, we ain't had sex and I can't read her. And no, he didn't cheat, all that shit, okay? So Dr. Ish gave them the rules of engagements, meaning when you fight, this is a proper way to fight, okay? You have to know that. Number one was to listen, understand, and validate, okay? To love. Meaning, if you're not listening to your partner, how can you possibly understand their issue? And then if you do understand it, you have to validate that their feelings are, real. So love. Okay, then we have one that was called one play, meaning we can only argue about one thing at a time. Okay, you can't have an argument about one thing or 5 things or 6 things. No, it should be one issue at a time. Okay, one play. The next thing was called same team, meaning it's us against whatever the issue is. So for Corrupt and Tony, it was like them two against his alcoholism. It's not him dealing with it. It's y'all both dealing with his alcoholism, because he's definitely alcoholic and everything. Okay, and then number 4 was stay in the game, meaning work through the issues without trying to walk away and leave. They do get Terry invited on everything, and they ask him, well, do you still see your child's mother in a way that is inappropriate to your relationship? And he says no, but you can still tell he's lying. Okay, he didn't probably ball face lads. Okay, and we then get to 5. 5 is called spike the ball and celebrate. Okay, meaning you achieved something. It's okay to celebrate that. Okay, hug, kiss, have sex, or whatever. And now for Phaedra and Medina, because they're not banging at all. Okay, now I'm like, it's just weird. Now I like how Dr. Is said, like, we have been in this house for 4 days, for 4 whole days. I haven't seen y'all kiss at all. Okay, it's weird. So then they oh, okay, well, let's kiss. Bruh. The kiss was so awkward, and I think Willie said it best. It seemed like a kiss for 2 people who have never kissed before. Cause he like went in to kiss her, and he kissed her like right here, like they didn't know like a mouth, cheek, or whatever. It's like he went for a mouth, and she kind of gave him the cheek and caught him right here, and it was just weird. It was a kiss of 2 people who have never kissed before, and who may know each other, but they don't have this chemistry to know how their body moves. I'm saying you can't do that. You can't do that again. I don't think they're there for real reasons. Now, we do see Judge Toller come in to give her, critiques and her advice of the night. You know what I'm saying? She tells us to hear how, you need to stop being picky and trying to make things perfect. You know what I'm saying? Based on how he does things. You had a whole hissy fit because he didn't bring you a glass of champagne first, but you still got your glass of champagne. Stop trying to make things be perfect based on how you want them done, okay? And she tells Vito, you need to be a grown-ass man, okay? You can't want to act like a kid, want a grown woman, but then not want to be a grown man. You need to date somebody who he actually wants to date. They here for a check, okay? Now, she tells Willie and Shonda. She says to Shonda, kind of, sort of, Willie has been doing the things he's supposed to do as a man. He is acknowledging his faults. He is acknowledging what he did wrong. I mean, he hasn't stopped cheating yet, but at least he admits that he has cheated or whatever, and he knows bad. So he's been acknowledging and trying to work past and move past these issues, but Shonda won't stop being angry. And, you can't, move past things if you don't want to stop being angry. But he's trying to do the work, but you not, flowing alongside him. And Shonda then bring up, it's easy for people to tell me to, stop being angry when they weren't the ones who experienced what I experienced. I get that. I would not want to be in a relationship or a marriage to where for the past year or 2 I've just been upset. If you can't forgive him, you need to leave him. Anyway, she gets to Phaedra and Medina, and she's like, I don't know what y'all doing. And then Dr. E said, I don't either. She said, I don't know. Y'all either came here, like, because y'all called each other, whatever, and said, like, let's go on the show, just because, or, what I'm saying, y'all are both fronting, and y'all can't get it together at all. I'm like, that's true. I think it's both. I think they were dating. I think they wanted to date her too. And I say this based on what Phaedra said. Phaedra then said in her confessional, me and Medina had not had a lot of dates at all. Okay? And I figured, the time here on boot camp would give us time to be together to figure out, if we are on the same path. Like, we would be in this house long enough to figure that out. You couldn't have set aside 2 weeks in the real world to spend time with that man. You want to bring this bullshit on television? Phaedra, you're here for fucking check. You want to hear you both. Okay, y'all both get on my goddamn nerves. The fact that she said we had not been on a lot of dates, then bitch, why are you at marriage boot camp? Of all the places to be, why would someone who's not been on a lot of dates go to marriage boot camp? That makes absolutely no sense. Y'all could have had this conversation. No, y'all could have had this experiment off air. Okay, Phaedra and Medina's situationship is a figment of both of their imaginations. And anyway, we then see Tony and Corrupt or whatever, and Dr. Judge Lynn Toller got in that ass so much so that she got emotional in her voice. Her voice was quivering or whatever. She tells him like, Tony is riding for you hard. She's been a ride or die, you know what I'm saying? You have to respect her because when you was sick, she knew how many drinks you had. She knew everything that you ate. She knew all of that, and she knew all of that while being angry with you. Meaning she was pissed at you to the highest point of what? Festivity. And she still paid attention to what was going on with you so that when you needed help, she could advise on what you had been doing. And it's true. And Tony was sitting there, and when she said, she is in pain and afraid daily because she's dealing with an alcoholic, and y'all are difficult, and you are unpredictable. Okay, and I'm like, ooh, and it was just the fact that she was rallying for Tony. But I also feel like Tony is a grown ass woman, and she has she's made the choice to stay with a dysfunctional, difficult, unpredictable alcoholic, and I still don't know for what. Okay, poor K, I don't know. And Tony looked like, damn, somebody finally perfectly, said what I feel. I am scared. I am, in pain or whatever. And I'm like, but I am riding hard for him. I do, no matter how bad he treats me or how he acts, I still am paying attention to him to make sure that he's okay. And I say, girl, walk away. It ain't worth it, because I feel like Corrupt on some bullshit anyway. I'm not, ZZ, she tells ZZ how, it worries me that you admitted that Decepticon doesn't have a middle ground. I mean, he goes from, nice to evil like that, okay? And she tells Decepticon that, you need to find the middle, because there should be nobody in your life who's important enough for you to risk your freedom. And pull you out of that a space of control. You shouldn't want that. You have to grow up. And he does. Decepticon is a whole goddamn child. So we then see Tony bringing Corrupt some food upstairs in the room after the whole thing and whatnot. I'm saying that he's very, thank you. And I'm like, okay, he seems to be sober. So he seems to be nice to be my job. So he seems to be nice. Cool. We see Phaedra and Medina in the room, arguing and talking. He feel like she's making him look like or feel like or seem like he's obsessed with sex, and she is. And I think him consistently bringing it up is valid, but only if y'all have really been dating. If you went on one date with her 6 months ago, that don't mean shit. If y'all went on one date and if maybe, talked on the phone or Skyped or FaceTimed or whatever more times than not, then y'all shouldn't be banging out. But I feel like if y'all have been actively dating for 6 months, get that man some pussy, okay? And she bring up, you trying to make me look crazy. You know what I'm saying? Acting as if I live in like La La Land. I'm like, well, Phaedra Land is real in your mind. And I think his thing is I don't know what she's thinking. I don't know what she wants to do. And she makes it seem as if I have to do something. But I'm like, but do something for what? I don't know. Again, they're not a real couple. We don't really care. Willie asked Shonda, they're in the room too. She's in the bed. And he's like, I guess getting undressed in the bathroom. He's like, you hear him say, what? It's the one thing that you need for me to change in order to make our relationship work. And she said, I need you to respect me. And he was like, okay, I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Willie then walked out the bathroom in his drawers, in his boxers, okay? And the look on Shonda's face was like, I'm finna get some dick. And she knew she was about to get some penis, okay? And I think it made her happy. I think they are great in the sex department or whatever. But it's just the face that she made when you walked out. I'm looking like, I know that face. I make that face, okay? But I digress. But he... so I can do that, you know what I'm saying? Because, gaining someone's respect, you know what I'm saying, is the whole thing and whatnot. Now, we then see ZZ telling Decepticon how, you know what I'm saying, in the kitchen. And she tells him, we're going to go to bed tonight at a decent hour. Now, when she said it, I'm like, you're not a kid. It was just weird. And then, you know, she off and no more smoking for the rest of the night. I'm looking like, but he not a kid. That's what a parent tells their child. He like, no, I'm good. I'm not going to bed right now. You know what I'm saying? And I'm going to smoke because I like smoking. It makes me happy. Whatever, fuck this. And she goes upstairs and goes to bed. And she's upset. Now, you know, she then's like, why would you want to be downstairs with people who you just met instead of handling your business with your bitch? I'm like, well, what business is this bitch handling? I don't know. You know, and she like, you know, he's so immature. But so are you, Hazel. And you chose him. And you continue to be with him. But I digress, okay? You know, he's talking to Vito. He like, you know, she's just so controlling, and I'm tired of her controlling me and trying to make it seem as if she can run my life. Like, I don't like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Not even my mom can control me and tell me what I'm gonna do as a man. And no matter how wrong his approach may be, no matter how wrong his tone may be at times, what he is saying is actual and factual. You can't want to be that boy's mother and fuck him. That ain't how it happens or whatever. So she's in the room on the phone talking to whoever upstairs while he's downstairs in the living room talking to Vito about how he just is tired of her trying to control him. Everybody else is like in the kitchen or wherever else. So again, she's upstairs on the phone and she's talking to whoever, saying how, you know what I'm saying, oh, I know he just wanted, you know what I'm saying, some clout. He just wanted his little 15 minutes of fame, and I'm not going to allow him to get 15 more minutes off me, okay, because I don't give a fuck, whatever. I'm like, girl, you got a whole baby by him. So you stuck with him forever, okay? He gonna get a whole bunch of 15 minutes from you. Now, as she's on the phone talking and she's saying like, I don't give a fuck that. He then walks in, and when he walk in and he hear her talking, he's like, huh? He thought that she was talking to him. She's like, you know, I was talking to you. He's like, oh, who you talking to? Don't worry about who I'm talking to. He's saying, get the fuck out of my face. Who was you talking to downstairs? Like, I was in the living room talking to Vito. You know, and everybody else is in the kitchen. Whatever, you know, it was a whole bunch of people, and she going off, honey, and look, she in the bed, and he just walked in, okay, and she's holding the phone or whatever. So when he then say, I was in the kitchen, and I was in the living room talking to Vito, she gets pissed and jumps up in his face. You ain't shit. I don't give a fuck. You're done. You know, who did you come here for? You know, for me or for them? I told you wasn't shit. I told you that you was a fucking attention whore, and that's what you are. You got your 15 minutes, and now you're done. You're done. He like, who you on the phone with? Fuck all that. Who you on the phone with? She then said, you don't have a right to know who I'm on the phone with. And then he snatches the phone out of her hand, and down there snatched her ass too, because he just yanked her. He grabbed the phone, and she was holding on so tight that he kind of picked her up with it too. And then she say he felt dumb because it was just her best friend. I was like, y'all are some assholes if you ask me. And that's how the whole episode goes. I don't know how this has been so long, but I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm done. We will see what happens next time. Peace.